podcast, and yes, therapy is officially in session. I have been on a 2-week hiatus, and honestly, it's confirmed one thing. I'm a routine girly, through and through. Like, give me a simple little life and I'm thriving. But of course, the curse of Cromwell striked again. And when I say I cannot make this shit up, I actually mean it. So therefore, we are in therapy today because I need to get this off my chest. It's a lot. Ugh. April was such a delicious, chaotic month. It was just, events one after the other. Warbirds over Wanaka, V8 Supercars in Christchurch, friends visiting, seeing my granddad, spending time with my sick uncle who's currently on end-of-life care. It's been a lot in a lot of meaningful ways. So anyway, it's one of those, I just feel really wholesome, not wholesome. I keep saying that, but the cup is full. The cup is actually full. If you have ever put a cheese board under my nose, I might freak out because I've eaten my weight in these delicious charcuterie boards lately. I actually told my mum last night to stay over because I needed her to help me eat the leftovers and drink the half-drunk bottles of wine from all the tastings over the past month because I couldn't shut the damn fridge. Let me tell you, she was very happy to oblige. So we got it done. I think it's one of those things, if it's out of the fridge, then it's out of my mind. I can't eat it, so it's back to old programming. No, it's been great. I even got to try a lot of new things whilst we had lots of friends in town, from burro tacos, ham, cheese, pickle, croissants. I have covered all the food groups and it's been a lot. Funny thing was all the post-event emails. There was lots of, what do you think about warbirds? And how was your V8 Supercars experience? And also, I had a first table at the Stoker Room in Wanaka. I had so much feedback to give, there wasn't enough room on the damn forms to fill them out. Some positive things to say, obviously some negative. I even poured a lemon spritz from a can made by Zephyr Drinks into a glass, saw the sediment build up, gave them feedback, and they sent me a 6-pack replacement. So, I don't know. It's been a strange time. I don't do these things, obviously, for prizes or, replacements. It's more, if they don't know, then they can't fix it. So my feedback for Warbirds over Wanaka was just straight up, they did their best considering that we didn't have modern aircraft. I get that. But then the V8 Supercars had massive lack of signage. So you were walking halfway around a racetrack to find a seat, only to be told you couldn't go through past a grandstand that blocked the whole half of a track. To get to the other side, you actually had to backtrack, and people refuse to do that. I've done it myself. You start to go as far as you can, and then you can't go back, or you can't go further. So you choose not to go back because then you're backtracking. Anyway, it was actually the girl who was telling people to go back the other way that was disgustingly rude, and I get it. She's been saying it for 3 days straight, but that could have been prevented by a sign. So it was what it was. The Stoker Room, I love the Stoker Room. If you're ever going to visit Wanaka or Cromwell, go to the Stoker Room and try their meat. It's been prepared in a wine barrel. I don't know, the expectations were quite high. However, there was 2 waitresses on and multiple tables at the lunch service. And I don't know, I just think that I felt my lamb that I ordered was going to be a little bit more tender than it was. Something that was slow cooked in a wine barrel, it lacked, I actually had to really rough it with a steak knife to get the lamb cut, and that was annoying. But also, I was kind of prepared to have a wine with my cheese fondue and a beer with my lamb and my mac and cheese. So she forgot my order, the beer didn't come out, it kind of ruined everything for me. Not in a weird way, it was just I prepared myself to enjoy the wine with the cheese, the beer with the meat. It didn't happen. But yeah, also just obviously if you're entertaining with people and you do pour a drink from a can and there is a bit of sediment build up. I mean, this wasn't a little, it was a lot. It almost looked like lime build up in your shower or something from the water. It was just weird, and it gave me the ick because I was thinking, we have literally drunk 4 out of the 6 cans in the 6-pack and we haven't poured it into a glass, so we have drunk this stuff. So I let them know just as a heads up. And yeah, they sent me another replacement, which is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I just want to share that the team at Zephyr Drinks are really responsive and they will fix problems, mistakes, but they also want to know what's going on as well. So as consumers, that's our job, whatever. However, the curse of Cromwell striked on Friday. Small-minded people, small towns, my goodness, I have to share this incident and why I need therapy today. My therapy is always talking it out on the podcast with you guys, and obviously getting it off my chest. It did happen a couple of days ago, so I'm absolutely fine now. It was just weird. So obviously we put all our friends back on the planes to Australia coming the end of the week. So I was excited. I got to go home on the Friday, just get the house already organised for me to enjoy the long weekend. We had Anzac Day on the Saturday. We then got a public holiday on the Monday. I love Cromwell when there's like new people in town. It's so exciting. I'm like, hi, we're locals. What do you need to know? Anyway, I was thrilled to go out and see my older friends. I have a table of oldies that I love catching up with. They're always so good with like recipes, gardening tips, just catching up. I am their little bubble of knowledge. They love asking me phone questions. I've taught them how to Shazam songs that the DJ plays so that they can play them when they get home on their own, phones. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I was sitting with them, enjoying catching up, and I was just absolutely in my element, as you can imagine. And a couple of friends were at the bar, which I thought was a little bit weird. They never come to the bar, so I was like, what's going on? Anyway, they're not really like friends, if I can put it like that. There's been a little bit of weird friction for 6 months. When you try, I've only been friends with them for 6 months, so the friction was there the whole time. It was like I couldn't lean into being their friends. I didn't feel trusted. I didn't feel safe. They didn't include me in some things. They knew some friends of mine and they just imposed on their life. And I kind of just felt like I had to push through the fact that they were so involved. It was weird. Anyway, long story short, one of the daughters is under 18. She's only 17, but she's still under 18. So basically, I was a little bit shocked that she was at the bar drinking 7% bloody Smirnoff cans. And I didn't say anything. I just sort of admired. I was watching, keeping a bit of an eye on things. Like, that's weird. And then the bar owner actually said to me, they can drink at the bar when their parents are at the bar. They just can't buy alcohol. And I was like, that's fine. But it's still weird because 2 weeks prior, there was a young man who came in for dinner with his parents. His parents got him drunk that he puked under the table. And that's fine. It's not my bar, not my responsibility. But it's like, if you're parents, you need to be mindful and keep an eye on these types of things. And I don't know, it just gave me a bit of a weird vibe. So anyway, I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just kind of go about my own thing. I'm not, hanging out with them. I'm not in their vicinity or whatever. So my table dispersed to go and watch the rugby, which was quite exciting for us. The Canterbury Crusaders has their new stadium in Christchurch. And I moved tables. I was invited to go sit at their table, the younger girls' table. And I was like, I really don't want to. Don't have anything in common. Can't really add anything to these conversations. Anyway, she started putting her head down on the table. Now, look, as someone that's been drinking for 20 years, I am turning 39 and I don't know, less than a month. I'm pretty conditioned to know that when you start doing some things, security kind of pull you up on it. And these are kind of observant security guards. They're not like, bars in Queenstown or bars in a big city, capital cities, you name it, small town shit. So she started putting her head down on the table, and I said to her, are you okay? Do you need anything? And her mum ordered her some hot chips. She then goes up from the table, she goes to the bathroom, and she's there for quite a while. And I said to her mum, you might as well go check on her. She might be stuck in the cubicle. These things happen. We'll just get her out, rah. She was there for so long that she was actually taking a phone call. So she comes back to the table, and the security guard taps her on the shoulder and says, you've got to go. You've had too much. You're intoxicated. You've got to go. And I was thinking, holy shit, they're actually getting her in the courtesy coach to take her home. So as she's walking past me, she put her hot chips into a takeaway container and she put her drink up her top. Now, her mum and herself walked out to the courtesy coach with one of the two security guards. I hope you're still following with the story because it's about to get juicy. As one of the security guards remained at the table, maybe I shouldn't have said it. I don't know. I'm a little bit cheeky. I've had a couple of wines, whatever. But I said to the security guard, and I'm someone that goes there every week. I tell you guys this, I'm a conditioned drinker at this pub. I said to him, well, you didn't do your job, did you? Because there's one less drink on the table. And he was like, what? Did she take one with her? And I was like, I don't know. And this random young kid says to me, oh, you'd be a fun cunt to have at a party if you're knocking everyone out. And I was like, I didn't say anything that was going to get anyone in trouble. She's already been kicked out. It's not like I'm going to do anything differently. So he starts verbally attacking my outfit. He's like, your tits are out. What are you doing? It's vile. And I actually got up and I walked away and I went and got the courtesy coach when it came back. and I was going home. I was flat out like disgusted, like what the fuck. While I was waiting for the courtesy coach, the mother comes back in and starts yelling at me for yelling at this guy who was yelling about my outfit. And I was like, I'm not even going to have this. I got tits and an ass. I'm pretty body confident. I don't care. They're not even out showing. I was literally sitting with 60-year-olds and none of them said I had anything wrong on. So whatever. So anyway, long story short, I went home. Everything was fine. It was like 9:30. I was having pizza, watching the rest of the rugby, and I get a text message from the girl's mother at midnight, and she's like, I'm so fucking mad at you for narking on my daughter. Not cool. I'm so fucking mad. And I was like, I didn't. I don't know what she's talking about because I didn't knock anyone out. She already got herself in trouble. I was trying to gently guide her into things you should do as a young adult who's drinking in a premise when they're underage, whatever. And then at 1 o'clock the next day, the daughter messages me the most vile message. And I saw the first line of it. I was actually out with a friend. A person that's actually quite up there in her role and deals with this kind of thing kind of often. And I literally just showed her, because I was sitting with her when the message came through, and I just showed her and I let her click on it. And so she saw the message, she took a photo of it, and then flat out deleted it. So I haven't actually seen the context of the message, but the first line, I was like, you are joking. You're 17 years old. Your mother's meant to be my friend, and you're saying things like this to me as though I have gotten you in trouble. It's almost like she didn't know the story. She's got anxiety. She's just offloading, and it's disgusting. So we all had a bit of a laugh about it because I was like, am I in the wrong? And then they were like, no, God, no. So yeah, look, by Sunday afternoon, they were completely deleted off my socials. I just don't need their ick. They're not my friends. They have never been my friends. They've literally been acquaintances. I've tried to be polite and be kind of like understanding of their weird situation and being quite gentle with how, there's a family involved or whatever. And all of a sudden I'm getting attacked. I'm like, nah, I'm old. I'm too old for this shit. So bye, Felicia. The bad thing here is that my actual close friends that we have as mutual friends, they're actually dealing with some heavy family shit at the minute. Their family member passed away unexpectedly on the Wednesday. I don't want them running to them to say this has even happened. They don't need this shit. It's so minor. It's so minor in the scheme of small town shit. Their surface level of vapid friendship is not what I'm here for. So I don't know where we're at. I don't care. I've got 15 days till I go away on my solo adventure, but it's just so minor. Like, I'm not about to get a 17-year-old kicked out of a premise. I was gently showing her that she can't put her head on the table. Security, watch that. You can't spend lots of time in the toilets because security think you're spewing or whatever. And all of a sudden I'm getting told off because I was making a small little friendly comment to the security guard who is none the wiser. He doesn't give a shit. He's like some really chilled, bloke who just kind of stands there and watches things. He doesn't do anything. And all of a sudden it's like I'm the world's worst person that you shouldn't invite to a party. Well, unfortunately, I'm actually a really great person to have at a party. My character oozes fun. So I am so light and like free today. It's unbelievable. I feel this huge heaviness just dissipate. Absolutely dissipate. There is no time for this type of shit. The weight has been lifted off my shoulders and it is insane. And to be fair, I knew this was coming. Honestly, if a friendship never makes you feel safe or something's off, get rid of it. You do not need to settle for anything absolutely less than what you deserve. And everyone deserves to be treated with respect. So the biggest ick is when you have to actually remove someone from social media. So many times I've actually gotten it wrong. You go to remove a friend or unfollow them, but they're still following you, and it's like, ugh. So I do have to practice and get better at that. I'm not someone that does it often. Don't get me wrong. I actually treasure my friendships. If you're friends with me, like you're honestly someone that I look up to. If I need something, I feel trusted that I can ask. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm just not going to let people manipulate things. And I'm such an old soul, you guys. I've been drinking around Queenstown my whole life. I've even drunk in the most exotic locations around the world, you name it. This is ridiculous. It's a small town. I don't need to be verbally abused. Anyway, please let me know your thoughts, because the rule about being with an adult to drink in a bar under 18 is kind of a bit questionable at times. What if the parent couldn't handle the child? And in this case, that's exactly what happened. It's like she had no control over her daughter, who had already preloaded at home and was drinking 7% drinks at the bar. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. It's not my monkey, not my circus. I don't even care. We're moving on. Today, however, I feel like I'm back in my old routine. I'm back. I'm so thrilled to be almost going on my solo adventure. I almost catch myself being overwhelmed and then I rein it back in. It's okay. It's strange, but in a good way. And more to the point, I'm about to turn 39 and I felt a friend cull was definitely coming anyway. It's like I do this every time, like every couple of years. It's out with the old and with the new. Even if it was only 2 people that were toxic as fuck and it was ruining my life. It ruined my pub evening when I really enjoy these types of social environments. So yeah, look, it's been really weird. I feel like I just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. This is not something that we need to worry about. It just is one of those, like, they may never leave Cromwell to drink outside of Cromwell to know the rules or whatever. But I, however, am about to go drink in Bangkok. Bangkok, Bangkok. I'm so nervous. Oh, my God. Oh, dear. We actually went out when we were in Christchurch to the V8s. We went out to a bar and, oh, my goodness me. We were sitting too close to the speaker and it was a rock concert. We are still a little bit deaf. I apologise if I seem like I'm screaming today. It's because I can't work out if I'm talking right. That was like last week. And I'm still sitting. I actually said, have I got tinea? And they're like, no, that's not the word. It's like tinnitus or something. Tinea is on your feet. But yeah, it was really cool to leave the bubble and actually go and explore. We did stop a few times on the way to and from Christchurch just to do a few touristy things with a friend that was here. She's here all the time though, so it's one of those things where I'm like, what is left on the list of things to take you to explore? My goodness. But the V8s was a bit special. Obviously the Supercars were here and it was Christchurch, so it was unusual to have them in the South Island. I am very hopeful that one day they will be down the road at Highlands in Cromwell, which is a speedway nearby, but time will tell. I don't know. I don't even know where I'll be in like 6 months' time. I was thinking about it the other day. I was walking around the house and sometimes I think, oh my God, I don't really care. I don't need to have a big house all by myself. I don't socialise. I don't bring parties back or anything like that. I could just move into the big house in Queenstown with my family and just live out there and work from home and create amazing recipes. And I don't need all this shit from small town Cromwell. It's good when it's good, but at the same time, like, the wineries are all the same. I've just taken friends through there for 10 days straight. However, I will recommend a winery, which is kind of a little bit of a weird one. It's off the beaten track, but if you are visiting, please check out Waitari Creek. It's opposite Brennan Wines, just past Mount Rosa on the left-hand side. That place is so quirky and unusual. The actual cellar door is so fun. It was a weird experience because we were sitting opposite a Texas couple that were from Texas, America, and they were asking me where to drink around the place. And I was like, oh, they're all much the muchness. They've all got different, quirky, strange, unusual wines. There's always someone that does something a little bit different. However, this random toilet door opened and 2 people came out and I was like, holy crackers, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and people are getting randy in a toilet. I couldn't work it out. And then it happened again. I was like, what is happening? Is this like the TARDIS door where it's like a magic door, or I don't even know. Anyway, the people that came out of the toilet, they went outside and then they came back and they went back to the toilet. And I was like, oh, has someone eaten something and they've gotten crook? When you've had a couple of wines and anything comes out of your mouth? Oh, that was not the case on Friday, I'll have you know. But no, this girl, she turned around and she's like, we actually work in here. It's actually just a hallway. There's a toilet, but there's also an office. And I was like, oh. And she was like, you can come into the office. We have a hunting company and this is where we work. And I was like, okay. So I walk through this door and there is just animals on the wall mounted. Like, it's crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm very overwhelmed right now. Like, the most craziest animals I've ever seen. I've never seen taxidermy like this before. Is that what it is? Taxidermy when it's an animal being stuffed? I feel like it's not. Oh, dear. Anyway, I'm back behind the mic and I'm still making vocabulary issues and mistakes, so whatever. But yeah, I do recommend out of the, 11 or 12 wineries I'd been to, one of which really like this winery, but I tell you what, the staff can go ram it. I hate that place now. Oh, actually 2 wineries. I'm not going to name them. You guys can experience it for yourself. But yeah, 2 wineries gave me the ick. And then one winery just came to the top of the pyramid and was friggin' amazing. So yeah. Anyway, I feel lighter. Can you tell? I actually feel so much better after getting that off my chest. I didn't even think I wouldn't talk about it just because obviously it affects me. I do want to share and see if I am being unreasonable. Honestly, the biggest takeaway, if something feels off, whether it's friendship, a situation, or just someone's energy, trust it, remove it, don't wait for it to get worse. Don't try and justify anything. Just put yourself first, because the weight lifts when you do. It's insane. Like, it's actually amazing. I don't know. I feel like I've opened this like gateway to a portal in the universe where maybe I'm going to meet some really amazing friends on my trip and they're going to be international friends, but that's okay. I am feeling back in my routine, back in my energy, and I'm so excited, like properly excited. I can feel excited for myself for this next chapter in my life, especially with my solo traveling adventure that's coming up. It's a weird mix of overwhelm but completely at peace, and I'm leaning into it as I always am. As always, I love to hear your thoughts, especially on today's little Cromwell situation, because I know you guys have opinions and you will share them. Don't forget, follow, share, and send this to someone who needs a little reminder to protect their peace. I'll catch you next Tuesday. Who knows what the heck's going to happen this weekend, but you're going to guarantee that I will share it. Probably won't be anything. But anyway, love you and leave you. See ya.